Tansei, welcome to Métis Minute, your source for Métis news in Region 7. Hello, I am your host, Samantha Loney. I am here at Bayview Wildwood Resort. And if you can hear splashing, kids screaming, and the pool behind me, that means we are at Barrie South Simcoe Métis Council's Youth Camp Weekend. That's right, the Barrie South Simcoe Métis Council has put together a whole weekend for Métis youth to connect with culture and the land. I interviewed Arlene Merkley, the women's rep at the Barrie Council, who had a hand in putting together this event.
My name is Arlene Merkley. I'm the women's rep with the Barrie South Simcoe Métis Council, and we're here at the Bayview Wildwood Resort with our families and with our community to do some land-based learning and cultural activities and to get our community together for an entire weekend. So the focus of the weekend is to have children participate in cultural learning as well as some land-based activities, and of course come together to do things like sacred fire and drumming, share meals together, and of course learn. So we've been here for 3 years, so this is our third year at the camp, and each year we sort of develop and expand. This year we've sort of focused on doing cultural activities in the morning and then land-based activities in the afternoon. So this afternoon they're going to be doing boating and fishing and bannock making by a fire. So each year we sort of learn from our experiences the year before, and we have over 100 families participating, and we've filled the Bayview Wildwood Resort, which is amazing. So it's a community of Métis getting together for an entire weekend focusing on our culture and learning.
Perfect. It also wouldn't be a youth camp if I didn't bring you content from the youth. The youth had many activities that they could choose to participate in during this weekend. Some of them were inside, some were outside, and one of those activities was with us, Simcoe Community Media, a chance for the youth to interview elders and knowledge holders to tell us what they're interested in about Métis culture and what they want to share with the generations to come.
Hi, my name's Emerson, and what's your name?
My name is Darlene Lent. I'm from the Moon River catchment area.
Can you please tell me about these snowshoes and how were they made?
These snowshoes are used mostly by trappers, and the material that they use is ash. It's a very strong material, but we're running out of ash now because of the emerald ash borer. But anyway, this is the natural material from animals that they use. And then this is the leather, and they use it for beaver trapping because it's easier to walk around in the bush. You don't have the long tail hanging from it. It's rawhide. That's what they use. Okay.
Can you, what animals do, the traps, catch?
Okay, so this is called a 330 conibear trap, and they're a kill trap. They will kill the beaver very quickly. They're very humane traps, and these here. Okay, so this...
You don't want to put your finger in there because then you'll get trapped.
You don't want to put your finger in here, but right now this is in the closed position, so you can't get hurt from this. So this is the trap setter, and you would put it here. I'll just show you. I'll give you a little demo. We're not going to do it, but this is a trap setter, and that goes there. And see that spring? How it comes together. So that engages the trap. This here, this is the spring, this is the dog. So what happens is when these are set, this opens up so we can set this. So what happens is the beaver will swim in and it'll get caught on this and it'll set the trap off, and then they're dispatched fairly quickly. So that's the beaver trap. And this one is a smaller one. It's a 220, that's just the size, and it's used for fisher, smaller fur-bearing animals. And when you're putting these traps together, you use the safety so that if perchance it went off, it wouldn't completely close on your hand, and this will keep it shut until you've got it in the ground and where you want the animal to come. Okay, and these are just two. There are many other ways of trapping animals as well, but for the bear and most of the larger fur-bearing animals, these are the traps that we use.
Can you only use them underwater? Can you use them
No, these can be used on land. The beaver one, mostly you would put in the water because that's where they live. You would set these traps in front of on their lodges in front of the opening where they swim in. They have runways onto the shoreline, and you would set them there. So that's another place. But these ones here, for the other animals, like say the fisher, these are put in boxes. And you mount them in trees. So they're up on dry land. These are on dry land completely. But the beaver is a little bit of a different animal.
It's on. Can you please tell me about the porcupine quills and how did you get them?
Alrighty. Well, most of the time, porcupine quills are just found on the side of the road because they are a very slow-moving animal and they get hit by cars. I've obtained all my porcupine quills. They were trapped because they were at a friend's house and they were damaging their house. They like to eat wood and they were damaging the house. So that's where mine all came from. But a lot of people who are looking for porcupine quills, they'll just drive along the highway and they see, the dead animals on the side of the road. And then you can harvest the quills from them. So when you're harvesting the quills, they have a barb on the end of the quill. This is the part that would go into the animal. It's got the little cuticle, so it would go into the animal. And this is the part that's on the outside. This is where you're going to get hurt. So it's like a fishing hook at the end. It's a very, very tiny barb. But when it goes in, it doesn't want to come out again. And I've had them caught in my hands, and they are extremely painful. So these poor animals that get a muzzle full of them, they are in extreme, excruciating pain. So what I do is I wear gloves, and I have pliers, and it doesn't really matter where you start. I usually start above the tail, and I just continually to take them out. And I put them into a big bucket, and then after that's all done, you have to soak them in warm, soapy water. I use Dawn soap. It gets...
Because they have smell like the poison on it?
It's not poison. They're just very, very dirty. They're very greasy. They have a lot of oil on the shaft of this, and then they get a lot of dirt on it. So there's no poison, really. The only reason you'd get an infection from this is because it's lodged in your skin and say it broke off in there. But it doesn't have a poison on the barb, other than it hurts. And porcupines do not throw their quills. You literally have to grab the animal. You literally are putting your face, if you touch it, or the dogs, they come to bite, and they get all the quills in their mouths and on their snouts. That's because they're going in, they're afraid, and they're trying to attack the animal. He will not throw, he can't throw quills. They move their tail, but I think that's a scare tactic more than anything, but they do not throw their quills, so yeah. Did you want to touch that? It's here, no, I'll hold it, and you can just touch the top part. Just
Like, I don't want to touch it because then
Are
you
you
might get
afraid?
it. Yeah.
Okay. See? If I did it really, really hard and it went in, but you can feel it. It is a little sharp at the end, but if we had a magnifying glass, you can see there's a tiny, tiny barb on the end. Okay.
I just have one more question about the Pokemon. Like, how old do they get? Do like they have when they get born? Do they have the quills when they
they're
get born?
first born, they're still very soft, but it only takes a matter of a few hours, a few days, and you can actually touch a little tiny baby, and they have quills. So they have to protect themselves very early in life. So yeah, they're very soft when they're first born, and then that doesn't. I can't be positive. I can't remember, but it's not very long that the quills do harden up and they get the barbs in there because they have to protect themselves, right? So it's very quick process.
Okay, now we're gonna go on to we're gonna talk about the medicine. Like, do they heal fast or slow? Like, does some medicine like help, or does it
Well, there are a lot of medicines that Indigenous people use. The four sacred medicines that I brought here today are more for ceremony than for actual healing. Plantain is one of the medicines that grows probably in your yard right now, and it's used for healing. The cedar, though, is a healing plant for sure. We would take the cedar and break it into small little pieces like this. You never use the actual stem or bark of the tree. You just use the cedar and you break it into tiny, tiny pieces. And then when you get a good handful, like about that size, you would put it in a pot on the stove and put about 2 to 3 cups of water in it. And then you let that simmer. And when that's simmering, the color will come out. It'll get a yellow, greeny color. So when it gets quite dark with color, that's when it's ready to drink. And it's a really, really good medicine for a bad cold. Natives never got scurvy because cedar is full of vitamin C. So if you would take a cup of that, and you can't have it every day. Say every other day is a good time because it will react to you if you have too much of it. But if you have a cup of cedar, say every other day, it's full of vitamin C, and it'll really help with a bad cold, with breathing. If you have asthma, you can you can put it in a pot, put a towel over your head, and inhale it that way. So this is a medicine for healing. These other medicines we have are really for ceremony. So the sweetgrass is the hair of Mother Earth, and this is sage, and that's another cleansing. And we have tobacco. So I grill this tobacco at home, and then I dry it out. So it comes big, big leaves, and then I dry it out, and you grind it all up into little bits. So then we would put it in our smudge pot, and we would start this to burn. And we use this for ceremony. So when it's burning, then you would smudge each individual in the group, and it would get rid of your negativity. It would put positive thinking in the group. Your eyes will see the beauty of the world. Your ears will hear all the good things there are. You speak kindness, and you do your head so that you can learn all that's good and be open-minded to hearing other people's point of view.
And then heart.
So, and your heart for cleansing as well, to be kind to people. So that's part of the smudging ceremony, to get rid of negativity and to put us all in a good place. So that's our sacred medicines. And that's a turkey feather, which I use. Most people do. And that's, I think, about everything I have on the 4 sacred medicines.
Thank you for interviewing all the Métis stuff that we have right now.
Well, you're very welcome.
Thank you for all for watching.
It was an honor to get to spend the weekend with these youth and learn more about what is important to them. We hope to bring you more content from the youth, but what we also hope to do is engage more with the community. If there is an issue that you are concerned about and you would like to share with us, please contact us at mayteandmeprogram@gmail.com or comment below in this video to let us know what content and Métis related issues that you would like us to cover. If you would like to volunteer with Simcoe Community Media and help produce these episodes of Métis Minute, please feel free to reach out to us and let us know how you would like to help. We think it's important for Métis people to tell their own stories. So we're here to provide the community with media training, whether it be behind or in front of the camera. Merci for watching, and we'll see you down the river.